Good, thanks, how are you?
Alright. Got your bags packed?
All packed. Took me a while. Took me like an hour and a half, yeah. Just try to get everything sorted. I think you kind of pack and overpack and think, well, I always overpack regardless of where I go. But yeah, it was exciting to finally kind of get it started, and it kind of starts to believe now that it's happening.
You could be there for 5 weeks.
Exactly.
Well.
Hence why I packed a lot. We packed quite a bit. So yeah, no, it's really exciting now.
The build-up has been very long. I mean, you've known you were going to go to France since last September. Now that you're in match week, it's crunch time now, isn't it? So is there a case of a different mentality now?
I don't think it changes at all. We've obviously been in our kind of prep stage for a long time. We had the prep camp in La Manga and the Algarve, and I think that was a good stage because obviously it was 3 separate games, so we could almost treat it like a mini tournament. I don't think our outlook changes at all. We take everything step by step. We never look too far ahead of ourselves, but we've obviously had a lot of time to prepare, and a lot of us have had the experiences of being to the Euros and being in a obviously tournament phase. The World Cup is obviously something totally different. It's the kind of pinnacle of your career, but I don't think we have to change our mentality or how we approach any of the games. We just have to focus on ourselves.
When you look at this game on Sunday, do you read into anything, the fact that England lost last week?
It's a game. It's obviously the opener, our first game in a World Cup finals tournament. Didn't really see too much of the game. You can read into it as much as you like, but as soon as the whistle goes on Sunday, it's a game of football, and form goes out the window at times. Especially, you look at it as Scotland-England, you'd say it means more to Scotland. It's a big rivalry. Obviously it's our first game. We want to go in and make sure that we perform well and we do Scotland proud, and obviously it being a tournament phase, we want to make sure that we start off well, but I don't think we read too much into what they've been doing. I think we have to make sure that we're focusing on ourselves.
Do you think it means more to you than maybe it does to them? Because they're looking to try and win this tournament.
Of course, I think they always have that mentality that over the last few tournaments they've obviously done very well, and they're obviously talking about going on and winning it. We're very patriotic as they are as well, but maybe it has that kind of added edge because it's Scotland, England, and obviously it happened at the Euros, and now it's a first for the World Cup. I know certainly a lot of the fans will look at it as a kind of tasty game, as you say, for the first one, but for us again it's our first opening game in a World Cup finals tournament, so we just need to look at it as for what it is. It's a game of football.
Do you get a sense that it happened 2 years ago will give an extra sort of motivation and edge to the girls going out of this?
It's in the past, and I think we've changed in so many ways in terms of obviously the background staff, a lot of the players, and our performances over the way. So that happened. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, but I think we're in a different place now, and yeah, we can learn from experiences, and obviously that was our first experience of tournament football at senior level, but I don't think we have to look too much onto that. We know what we're capable of. We know that England are obviously going in as favourites. We'll go in as underdogs, which suits us. That's as Scotland, obviously where our ranking is compared to them. They're third. They obviously won She Believes, so they're an excellent team. They have many threats, but I think we also have those same threats.
Are you a better team than you were 2 years ago?
I think we've had better performances. We've obviously been able to compete and have results against top teams. Obviously you look at Brazil, how we performed against US and Canada. Obviously teams that are ranked above us, but I think we show on our day that we can perform, and we've got an excellent squad, a lot of competition, and we know that we can look at across the board and look at any player that steps onto the pitch. We know that they're going to give 100% and put in a good performance.
What did you learn from the Euros? What experiences can you take from them and put them in place in the next coming?
Playing in big stadiums, not being able to hear anybody, and I think again it was excellent for us to be playing at Hampden. What a turnout that we had. We couldn't ask for anything. Obviously our turnout for pre-Euros, obviously the support wasn't as big, but now you see the growth in the game, and being able to be in those situations, you can deal with it a little bit better. We're fortunate that quite a number of the players were obviously at the Euros, so we have that to look back on as well. But again, we are a very different team to back then, with a lot of different changes in terms of personnel, so we're just looking forward to just get started.
What has Jenny said to you to prepare you for this match? Because obviously she won't want you being distracted by the hype.
Yeah, I think our philosophy hasn't necessarily changed in terms of the process of day by day approaching a game. We have just been training as normal the last couple of days. Obviously we focus on a little bit of tactics in terms of what we expect and what we'll need to do in the game. But yeah, it's a World Cup finals that we're going to, but our approach certainly hasn't changed in terms of any other camp, whether it's a European qualifier, a World Cup qualifier, it's all the same.
Catherine Granger came to speak to you.
Yeah.
What was that like? What did she say?
It was amazing. Big fangirl moment for probably a lot of us. She's such an inspirational role model for all of us, and although she doesn't come from the same sport that we participate in, she's just incredible. And shared a lot of her experiences and her journey that she went through, and to be the most decorated female Olympian is amazing, and for her to come in and spend time, and just the small things that she maybe said about dealing with pressures and dealing with what she had to go through. Obviously incredibly successful athlete, but looking at the mental side and kind of giving insights as to how she felt approaching kind of things, which I think is great. Obviously you want to try and learn off everybody, and the Olympics is obviously a pinnacle event, no, it was amazing last night. We had many questions for her, but to sit and listen to her, I could have listened to her for days. She was excellent.
What's it been like for the girls over the few days that you've had off after the Jamaica game? A lot of people have gone back to their old schools, have been out and about. Have you really just enjoyed the attention and everything that's going on around just now?
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of World Cup buzz that you come to expect. Obviously watching summer tournaments gone by, it's the kind of point where it all starts to build, but it's been great. I think we all needed a couple of days away to see family. Obviously a lot of the girls that play abroad don't get to spend as much time at home as they probably would like, so really nice to get back to schools. My school was out, both my primary and high school were there on Tuesday, and it was amazing to see the faces when you see where you've come from, and to see the amount of support that we have, and to be role models to young kids, to see 18,500 come out to watch us, to send us off was incredible. I think we obviously hope that we could break our record that we had previously at Paisley, but to quadruple it was incredible, and it just shows the kind of backing that we've got in Scotland, and we just want to make sure that we can make Scotland proud.
How much are you hoping that number, because it really was incredible, as you say, will change the women's game here?
We just want to make sure that we keep developing it. We've seen over the course of the last 2 or 3 years since the Euros that the interest has obviously grown, and in terms of us getting to back-to-back championships, it's something that I think we feel that we have to continue. We have to make sure after the World Cup that we got off to a good start in our Euro campaign, and what better way to have a send-off to play at Hampden, and I certainly hope that's not the only time that we get to play there, but to get the more general interest and to have the support of the Scottish fans, which we probably haven't had in the past, but it shows that the game's changing and how far we've came in probably a short space of time, but I think we're deserving of the support now, because we have an incredible team, we have some world-class players in it, so it's great that it's getting the attention now.
And how hopeful are you that kind of euphoria around women's football as it is at the moment doesn't drop off after the World Cup?
They say that it's obviously going to be the biggest and best World Cup, a lot of investment into it, and in terms of the viewers, how many will watch it globally, so of course we want to just keep striving forward and pushing to give as many opportunities to young girls, because I think if you speak to most of the squad, we certainly didn't have the same upbringing and opportunity. We probably had to work a little bit harder, but you wouldn't change it. It's got us to where we are now, but we want to make sure that we can give everybody else the best opportunity to have what we have now.
And you mentioned Catherine Granger and her mental strength. Do you as a team feel more mentally strong now than you've ever felt before?
I think so. We were actually kind of looking back and watching the programme that was on BBC the other day, and you kind of forget bits of the qualifying campaign, because it kind of gets to blur. You play one game and you almost throw it out your head straight away, and I think the amount of times that obviously we don't want to go a goal down early on, but I think the fight that we have now, that it's a never say die, and definitely you focus on that Poland away game, and in 12 minutes we scored 3 goals, and that's the attitude I think that we need to bring to every game now, is that we're never going to be beaten. And our performances over the last year or so, looking at Brazil and US, I think we've created a lot of opportunities against top teams. Brazil, we could maybe have scored more. The US potentially could have had a draw out of the game, but I think that shows our drive and determination now when we're on the pitch, that we know that we can perform, and as I say, we've got that attitude and kind of bravery that we're never going to give up, and that kind of Scottish mentality that I hope that we bring in France.
So going on from that then, how much confidence will you be taking into this first match?
We've had great performances, and obviously it was great to get the win against Jamaica. They posed a different threat that we've probably not really come up against recently. But if we look across the board at how we've performed over the last year, obviously beating Switzerland at home, coming close to both US and Canada, albeit we did lose the games. We look forward and look at where we can be, and playing against teams that are in and around us in terms of the World Cup rankings. We know that on our day we can give anybody a good game, and we can perform and cause them a lot of problems. So I think for us, as I've said before, we just have to focus on ourselves and make sure that we do everything that we can control, and in our power to make sure that we put on a good performance.
You mentioned you're packing a suitcase. Did you pack anything strange, or have you got any good luck charms or anything that you always take with you?
I'm trying to think. We always take candles, actually. Just nice to just chill out when you get downtime, to just sit in your room, read a book and just have downtime. As much as it's great to, you can be on your phone and speak to your family and friends that obviously aren't there, but I think it's nice to also have a bit of downtime to just take yourself away and relax and not think too much about football. It's good to have your time to yourself.
Apparently there's a games room in the hotel.
Oh, there always is. To be fair, actually,
Use the shot in the game room.
we have tech ball, so it's kind of like a keep you uppy challenge. You've seen Brazil obviously do it very well, but a couple of players are getting onto it. To be fair, me and Lisa were on it last week for Kim, so no, that'll be good to kind of break up a lot of the time, because obviously there's 5 days between games, and we'll obviously be on the pitch and focusing on that, but it's nice to step away from that and know that you can kind of have your downtime and chill out. And a lot of us are obviously good friends. We've grown up together, so it's nice to just spend a bit more time with one another and have our kind of heads not switched fully on football all the time.
I think Steve Clark and Alex Dyer ducked their heads around the corner at training this morning as well. Obviously the score are training on the pitches next door. It's quite a nice touch, isn't it?
No,
what you're doing.
yeah, it's great. Obviously we want to make sure that we can do everything to make Scotland proud, and to have the men's coaches coming in and offering their support. Obviously Steve was in the changing room after the match on Tuesday, and a few words of wisdom, but we're so thankful that we have the support, and obviously we wish the men's team all the luck on Saturday and again on Tuesday in their qualifiers, and hope that they can be successful and hopefully get to a major championships as well.
Are you hoping that you're going to get a chance to watch the game on Saturday night? I know you'll be fully prepared for Sunday.
Yeah, no, I'm obviously a Scotland supporter first and foremost, so I'd love to be at the game, but just can't be there. We've obviously got a very important match on Sunday, but yeah, I'm sure we'll all tune in on Saturday.
And what were the kind of things that Steve Clark was saying to him?
He says we shouldn't have conceded goals against Jamaica, but it's nice to have that. He was honest with us and obviously said kind of words of wisdom, and I'm trying to actually think what he did say. It was really like we had Steve, we had Judy and Nicola Sturgeon in, so it was really good to know that these kind of people want to come in and speak to us and give us words of wisdom and give us a send off. And you almost forget what they say because you're so in awe of these people are actually interested and want us to do the best and make Scotland proud. But it was more just a send off, enjoy it. You have done so well to get there, now just go and perform.
Is that something how long you think back to when you was being probably playing in front of crowds of like maybe just over 4 figures, and now you've got these sort of people with such worldwide fame almost sort of coming round to sort of...
It's the interest that we want in the game. Obviously for Scotland we've maybe been a little bit behind in the past, and we're still catching up, but to now look to see the amount of people that are looking out for results, sort of saying it can be that you're passing somebody in the street and they're saying, oh, I seen your game, it was great. The attention is now there and the coverage is there, so I think it's more of it, and long may it continue to help and continue it to grow.
I suppose that's the thing that's going to come after this perhaps. I mean, you might find yourselves becoming sort of like household names, can get recognised in the street. Is that something that you guys have sort of thought about?
Not necessarily, no. We're footballers. We just want to focus on what we do in the pitch, and if we can inspire young kids, that's incredible to see. You see the girls in the stand, and and they might only be 6 or 7 and they might never have actually played football, but if you can get one of those girls to just attend and enjoy it, you've done your job. You want to just try and make sure that you give them as many opportunities as you can.
Do you feel as though you are role models for the next generation of girls football?
I think so now. I spend a lot of time, we have a soccer centre and mine's is the Central Scotland, but I spend a lot of time going to high schools and primary schools and football events and going along and enjoying it, and it always puts such a smile to my face to see that how many girls are now turning up. There was one in Hamilton a couple of weeks ago and there was 26 primary schools there, and they're there every month, and for me that's just amazing because I was the only girl that played in primary. I didn't even get to play at the latter part because I was a girl in a boys team. So to now see what the sport is now doing for young girls, to have the opportunity to go and play with their friends and see the smiles on their faces, it's amazing. And to see how many then have put their hand up and say, yeah, we're coming to Jamaica and best of luck, we're going to be watching you, we can't wait to see you. It makes it all worthwhile that whatever we do, can we inspire somebody to start football and to go to a local club, and it's amazing for us. It's something that you take a lot back from it, as much as you might not feel as if you're doing a lot, but it's amazing to just see the smile on the girl's face, to know that they've got a chance in something, and now that they think that maybe when we were younger it was a dream, but for now them it's the sheer reality of you can now become pro and you can make a living out of it, and you can aspire to go to a World Cup.
And I bet a lot of the boys you played with haven't played in the World Cup. So.
No. No.
Do you feel that women's football in Scotland is now getting to that stage where it's level pegging?
I still think we're a little bit behind. Obviously, we don't have the professional aspect. I'm very fortunate that I play with Glasgow City and we have a couple of professionals, and we try and strive to be the greatest every year. But of course, you're always going to look at the money aspect, and it is really far off. But when you look at Scotland as a nation and how we're now doing, we're qualifying. Most of the players have all came through Scottish football. Obviously, there's still quite a few of us that are still playing in the league. But from where the league's been to where it's now, it's continually growing, and we just want that to continue.
Last question. Any more questions?
Well done.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.